So get this, I'm talking to this Zimbabwean guy. He tells me he really wants to go home, and I ask him, why don't you go home? And he says, because of money. And I was just trying to understand why he was so eager to go home, and he said, because in South Africa there's just too much crime, he's even scared. And I'm like, where do you live? And he says he stays in Tembisa. So, and I'm like, oh, okay, so there's no crime in Zimbabwe? And then he says no. And upon us talking about the problems of South Africa, he admits that a lot of Zimbabweans do crime. They commit crime in South Africa. And I say to him, so why are you afraid then, if it's your own people? And he says, if they get me, it doesn't matter, they want what they want. And I was like, really now? So why don't they commit crime in Zimbabwe? And then he says, if you commit crime in Zimbabwe, you're going to be killed. His own words. He laughs and he says, you don't commit crime in Zimbabwe. There's no crime. And obviously, I don't think that there's absolutely no crime. I think maybe compared to South Africa is just the worst between the two nations. And then he says he's just accumulating money in order for him to go to Zimbabwe for good. He's a young man, late 20s, if I'm not mistaken. But I was shocked. And I was like, okay, Kwena, according to you, why do you think they do crime here and not in their own country? And he says, because they're searching for freedom, and there's freedom in South Africa. There is freedom in South Africa. That's why they do crime here. And he's not a person who does crime, he says, but he knows that a lot of Zimbabweans, his own people, commit crime in South Africa because there's freedom. And you will find in my comments some South Africans saying, we brothers and sisters. Where is the brotherhood when you come into South Africa, leaving your own country where you do not commit crime there, and you come here and commit crime? Where is the brotherhood? Where is we are Africans and we are brothers? Nonsense, man. Nonsense. South Africans need to stand up. They just need to stand up and fight for their own country. Because if you're not fighting for your own country, nobody will. People are taking advantage of your country, coming from wherever they come from, and getting freedom here. What type of freedom is that, where you can think that you can just commit crime because there's freedom? We are just not angry enough as South Africans. We are just not angry enough as South Africans, where we say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Wow. Flabbergasted. Flabbergasted.